Good morning. How is everybody out there in video land or YouTube land, whatever you want to call it? Um, Welcome to Neals Farming and Gaming. I haven't done a video in quite some time. Um, Been going to try to do this video for start of the new 2024 season a couple weeks now, and it's been freaking windy every day, damn near. Today we have like a 5 mile an hour breeze. Looks like, and it's supposed to be 60, 65. Talking 80 on Saturday, which complete opposite of what last Saturday was. Last Saturday was about 30 to 28 degrees, and winds come, well, actually at noon, I should say, it was up to about 70 at noon, and then it changed like within 2 hours. We dropped clear down to like 40 to 38 degrees. Started raining, then it turned to rain snow mix, and we had an ice storm that Saturday night, and from about midnight for some of us to 4 o'clock, somewhere in there, we all lost power. A lot of us did out here in the panhandle of Nebraska, because it was an ice storm and there was a bunch of poles broke. And as of today, I got power back Sunday afternoon about 4:30, somewhere in there. And I think as of today, there's still customers around in the Garin Valley, Banner County, Dalton, Gurley, down by Sydney, Potter, some of those guys down in through there, I think they still don't have power. So I don't know how much of it was Storm's fault, how much of it was lack of maintenance on poles and stuff like that. I think it was probably a little bit of both. I know you get one pole break, it'll be like a domino effect and break a bunch more next to it usually. But anyway, that's the way the weather's been around here. Nice, again, been kind of somewhat nice during the week, and the last 3 weekends or 4 weekends have been crappy during the weekend. But haven't really had much of a winter here. Not much snow. Everybody east of us we've always been on the edge. Yeah, I can't talk. Been on the edge of the whole snow thing. We get a skiff here, there, inch here or two. I would say the biggest snow we've probably had was maybe 5, 6 inches here. I mean, not like we had last year. Last year we had more snow. Cold weather. We had one weekend there, the end of January, first part of February, somewhere in there. Uh, Got cold. I mean, colder than a well digger's ass type cold. I mean, it was 50 below wind chill, 45 below wind chill, 25, 30 below ambient temperature. So it was cold for about 4 days there. Otherwise, we've had plenty of days. It's been in the 60s and 50s for this winter. So we never really got a true frost. Probably not real good for our wheat guys out here, because I don't know how. I mean, wheat won't produce if it don't go dormant. I mean, it might have been cold enough it went dormant, but I know didn't have much snow cover, so I'm sure there might be some winter kill. We had last weekend with the rain snow mix, anywhere from inch to 2 inches is what the showing. My rain gauge showed an inch and a half, but there was a lot of sideways rain, so I'm gonna guess we got more than an inch and a half. But anyway, wanted to get the video out. Start of the season, like I said, last video I've done, I think, was the live stream the last day of harvest as far as Neals farming goes, the farming part of it, the RLF, real life farming part. I haven't been doing much farm sim stuff. I was doing some live streams there through January and February. Yeah, first part of February, and last live stream I had like 3 people show up, and I like, yeah, what, fuck you guys, it ain't worth my time. So I just haven't been in the mood, and just whatever. But anyway, I thought I'd at least get some real life farming stuff out. I think people do enjoy these. And I haven't done much through the winter because, I don't know, it's all shop work. When you're in the shop, you're around all the guys. Some of the guys don't really want to be on a camera, I don't think. So I don't shove a camera in their face. I don't have the GoPro today. Not sure what I'm gonna do with that GoPro. I still, shout out to Hunter and Shannon for helping me get the thing. I like it. I don't like how I got to edit everything with it. I don't like it. Does weird 10-minute, 12-minute increments when you're recording. So then it forces you to edit. And I know I've talked about it for a year now. I need to learn how to edit. And I probably should have sat down this winter when I had extra time and figured it out, but I didn't. I just didn't feel like it. But anyhow, I'm bad boy. We have a new planter to us. We got it last year, if anybody remembers. It's part of the channel. It's watched any of my stuff. Remembers the first day of planting that we had. We got a phone call that this was delivered and we needed to go pick it up. So I had to go drop my the other planter off to go pick it up. So, but the other planter's gone. It got sold on an auction. So this one, we're putting new opening discs on, which this is an opening disc here. See how rusty that thing is, and it's short, it's only like 14 inches. You want them bigger than that, so you got more seed opening depth area. And it's rusty because whoever had it before us used in-furrow and 2x2 fertilizer. We've already switched over our closing wheels, which I wish we had twisted polys instead of these, but our 2x2 system all got changed over before we got rid of the other one. And this is an Exact-Emerge, which the difference on an Exact-Emerge is, let's go over here and I'll see if I can explain it on a unit that I don't have to get by a tire per se. You can see the seed unit's a little bit different. And with an Exact-Emerge, our old one was a 1720 16 row stack fold. This is a 1725 stack fold. So the difference here is, of course, the unit is, this unit's way different. It has a bowl-shaped type of seed plate instead of a flat one. It's no longer hydraulic driven or chain driven like even some of the older ones. It's driven by little electric motors. Is one of the differences. So there's the seed unit, and I get more crap in the way too. But here you have a motor here, and a motor here, and the motor here drives you still have vacuum, sucks the seed up against your seed plate, and this drives the seed plate. Unlike before, where we had a shaft, hydraulics, and they had called a pro shaft, come down along the side of it and drove it. Then you had a seed tube that your seed dropped into. Now we have what they call a seed cartridge, and this is the seed cartridge. And I gotta unplug that one-handed and try to film at the same time. But anyway, there's a seed cartridge. And part of the difference between that is this. Let's see if I can find a place to lay this bad boy out here without it falling around. But anyway, part of the difference is you have a way more accurate system of seed control. So that seed box, and there's a brush belt that goes in here, and so you drop your seed into that brush, and then it drops, the belt runs. So then when it gets down here, it drops the seed out of that belt, brush belt, and you're only dropping your seed about this far, as opposed to, from here to here into a seed tube, which means it's more accurate. And in the wintertime, you're not supposed to have your supposed to have them belts in, so that's why I just don't have any in them yet. That's one of the things I gotta do is put the belts in. But I'll do that, of course, after I finish doing those last seed opening discs. I got 2 left to go. It's been quite the process. So, anyway, and then you also got more crap stuff and that you gotta finagle with, and covers, and that there's a seed eye, there's an eye in that, the way it was plugged, the way I just got them plugged there. And the boss and son looked that up, they're $800 a piece. So hope the hell all of them work on this thing. Hopefully, huh? And there we go, all back together, basically. So, I mean, everything's the same. You have a seed tube, supplies into your little seed box here. This is a lot different here, you know, but so as far as this amount of seed that's in there is not as much. So, and then vacuum, spins, drops the seed into that seed brush. And go here to the South Shop. I got some of those brushes on a pipe, trying to relax them because they were hanging on a smaller peg over the winter, and they kind of are not in very good, good shaped very well. Plus, I need to get. See, this is what. I'll swap you around here. And that's what the seed brushes look like. And that's what goes in them. Goes in them cartridges, and it drops the seed in this brush, you know, and turns and runs down that cartridge and drops it into the ground. So supposedly, I'm now supposed to be able to plant up to 10 miles an hour. I need to get got a couple more rows I need to mark. But anyhow, where before, in good conditions with the old planter, I could plant at fastest about 5.5 to 6 miles an hour at the fastest. Conditions got to be really good for that. So now you still want good ground conditions, mind you, but you don't have to. Your singulation's better, you know, because you're not dropping that seed as far. We plant decalb seed. Most all of ours decalb. We really like decalb products. Sorry about the sun once in a while. But anyhow, you know, your population's anywhere, we plant anywhere from 33.5 to 35,000. And what that is how many seeds per acre, per row, right? So, and population has to do with, that's where you get some of your yield. The higher population, there's a spot in there where you start going the other way. You have too much population because you have too many corn plants and they can't grow right. At 35,000 plants per acre and 34, 33, somewhere in there, you're anywhere from about 1.5 inches between your corn plants, 2 inches, yeah, somewhere in there. Just kind of depends. So with this planter, dropping the seed that 1/2 inch, 2 inches, as opposed to 12 to 14 inches, it's not bouncing around in that tube. The faster you go, of course, the more seed you're spitting out. So it's bouncing around in that seed tube with the old system, and it doesn't have very good singulation. Sometimes you have two seeds together, what they call doubles, um, and then of course your spacing's not as accurate, all that kind of stuff. So this planter supposed to be better that way. I think you know, John Deere's makes a really good planter. I know a lot of people that don't like John Deere, but when it comes to planters, I think they make one of the best. Their closing system sometimes is a little less more desirable. I used to watch Ivar's Farms, and they have a little bit of John Deere, a little bit of red stuff. He he always said if you could take I think he would say take a John Deere metering system and take the bottom half of the international system, you'd have a hell of a planter. Which I don't know. I know there's a lot of aftermarket closing stuff for John Deere that you can get. You know, like I said, we would like to put twisted poly closing wheels on. I think that'd be helpful, more helpful than the ones we got. The drag chains are nice. They help close your furrows if the closing wheels are off for just a little bit, smooths things out. One of the reasons why we went to drag chains too is besides that's where we're using the 2x2 system. It helps close the 2x2. But anyhow, the big thing is that time of year, 2024 is on the way. It's hard to believe winter is already over. And we're in a week and a half, 2 weeks, we'll be putting seed in the ground, hopefully, with this bad boy. Hopefully we don't have a lot of gremlins in it where it's new to us. And as rusty as it is because of the people that had it before and not washing it off, evidently, has me a little worried. But we'll bring you along. We'll do some more videos like we've been doing with real life stuff. There at the end when I did my last day of harvest stream thing and figured all that out, I'll probably try to do more live streams and with the GoPro. Worked real slick. Once I figured it out and downloaded the program for it and to my phone, and that worked pretty good, I thought. So that's what the plan is now. And there'll be videos with my phone. There'll be videos with my GoPro, I suppose. And yes, there'll probably be some more farm sim stuff too. Not that that matters too much with this part of the channel, but anyhow, here we are. Another year to start. More frustrations. Hopefully we have a better year weather-wise. No more 8th of July hailstorms that take out 600 acres. We lost just under 300 acres of beans last year and just over 300 acres of corn. And I mean wiped out. I have videos of that. I think I don't remember if I used my GoPro for that or not. So I do need to probably try to get a few of those last year videos out. Got the video with Morris and riding around with him in his Gleaner Combine for a year. Sure glad I got to do that last year. He's not doing his custom harvest thing this year. He's had some more important family things going on, so he's staying back in Pennsylvania this year, not going to do the custom harvest thing. So don't get to go ride with him again this year. Or I was going to try to do an interview with his boss this year because his boss has been doing the custom harvest thing since he was a kid. So, 50 years or so. That's a lot of change in custom harvesting in 50 years. A lot of change in farming on all reality in the last 10 years. I mean, even 5 years, some. 10 years ago, this system, as far as the planter goes, they weren't even thinking about that. That planter that we traded in was a 2009 model, 2010 model, 2011, 13. I don't remember. But either way, and at that time, I really thought that was a cat's meow of a planter, and it was a good planter. Don't mind you. It had the CCS just like this one's got, which CCS for John Deere stands for Central Commodities Systems, I believe is what that stands for. Basically 2 big tanks instead of each individual row. lot better. You put a couple boxes in each tank, and away you go, as opposed to having to fill each row unit with three. If you were lucky, you had 3.3 bushel boxes. But things have changed a lot. Guidance, these tractors, like what we got for a tractor. Everybody knows what we got for a tractor. It's that I plant with, A370R, and this is of course, got that stupid government juice thing on it. That technology isn't necessarily the greatest, but she's a pretty good old tractor. I had an 8530 before that we had to trade, that we traded in on for this. The 8530 had an IVT in it, just like this. And this was got an IVT transmission, and it was doing some funky shit. And we took it to John Deere, and they said that they can't work on them. They have to send them in. It's not like a 4455 or a 4960 the power shift, 16 speed power shift, where they rebuilt the transmission right there in the dealership. Now some of these, they have to send the damn things off, and they told us it was going to be $50,000 work on that transmission. The cost to work on a transmission is what you could buy a 4455 for, back when they were brand new. And we still got an old 4455. She's not a showgirl by any means. She's been used. She's got like 12,000 hours on it. But anyway, nothing wrong with that old iron. Sometimes it's nice to have that stuff that you just get in and start and go. This new stuff's great for getting in and comfort and guidance and all that other stuff, but stupid sensors here and there. And that's just like this planter. We got more sensors. Like I was talking about that seed eye on that cartridge being $800 a piece when one goes bad, and they'll go bad. It's just given. So cost of farming is just crazy. John Deere just revealed their new 9RXs. 700 and what are they? 730, 770, and 715, 770, and 830. Them things are beasts. It's funny, how we talk about that when back in the 70s you had the 747 Big Bud that was more horsepower than that. But anyway, and then of course Bud's back in business too. He's making a new tractor. And I think it's going to be nice and not quite as much crap on it either as what these new ones have. But I don't know, I'm rambling again like I always do. Anyway, looking forward to a new season. Hopefully everybody that's watches the channel that are farmers themselves. I hope you guys have a good season. Everything's going good for you. You had a good winter, and we'll catch everybody else on the flip side there. I mean, I better get back to work here. I'm going to get this planter done. So remember, always keep rub shard down.